Hello and welcome to Meditation with Kimberly. For anybody who watched my first video yesterday, thank you so much for your patience as I work through audio. I want the audio to be as clear as possible, but I don't want it to be overwhelmingly loud, but I also want it to be loud enough you can hear it. So thank you so much for your patience. My name is Kimberly Clements. I'm so grateful you are here. So, we're going to begin by just kind of talking about why one could meditate, like what benefits it has. And we are also going to talk about points of focus so that for people that come to this channel that I don't have to repeat it every single meditation. So let's start with points of focus. So we are doing sitting practice. I'm going to post mostly sitting practice. I might from time to time post a walking practice or a lying practice for bed. I think I will definitely have some of those in my collection. Also, you can find some of these also in my Insight Timer, which is linked here. If you like my channel, please like it or subscribe because I am going to be posting meditations every single day. So if you don't listen to them every day, you can always come back and look through the library and find ones that speak to you. My kind of goal is to do a lot of breath sitting meditation, but I'm going to throw other meditations that I really love into the mix as well. So a few that I'm going to throw in is probably compassion practice, metta practice, a meditation on death, a meditation on fear, a meditation on agitation. I really love working with harder things. I think it's really important to practice being with suffering in this life. Oh, I'll also do a rain practice. So if you know Tara Brock, I studied with her for 2 years. She's amazing, and I do some kind of like different changes to her rain practice that I have kind of formatted for my own life and for my own clients. So, um, but that's kind of like what kind of meditations I'm going to post. But let's talk about point of focus. So, anytime you come and you decide to sit, I'm not going to walk through different points of contact or points of focus, but I want to talk about it because it's really important. So, if you are able, the breath is a great place to focus. And it's because no matter where we are, what we're doing, we always have our breath. So, it's a beautiful thing that is gifted to us that we carry around with us, that we don't control it. Just, I mean, we can control it, we can hold it, we can increase the intensity of it, but it comes and goes on its own, which is an actual miracle. And so that is a really great focal point, mostly because you can manipulate it. So if you do feel restless, you can make it stronger. You can also label it. So inhale, exhale, you can count it. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with the breath. So I love working with the breath, but some people really struggle with the breath, and that's okay. We all have different life experiences and different things that occur in our lifetime. So it's really important to, hold space for everyone. Everyone is welcome here. So if for some reason the breath is triggering, one, know that that's normal. That happens with a lot of clients that I've seen. And what you can do is you can find different points of contact. So a lot of people will focus on hands, so sensations. So they'll hold their hands kind of like palm up just as a sign of openness. And then you can actually, if you begin to focus in on your hands, you can feel the sensations in your hands. That can be a really great point of focus. You can do words. So you can do inhale, exhale if like just feeling the breath is triggering, but you can label the breath, doesn't feel as triggering. If you want, you can use, so Ajahn Chah is, I would say, my teacher, him, Tara Brach, and Jack Kornfield. And he uses the phrase bu do. So bu do boo, do. And you can just like really get into this rhythm. I say it in my mind. I'm saying it out loud so that you get the point. But um yeah, you just kind of get into this like rhythm of focusing on, and what is it like feel like if you're like saying it out loud, so that if you want to say it out loud and you're by yourself, why not? You could say boo do. What does it feel like in the mouth? If you're saying it inside your mind, just you can match it with the breath. You can just repeat it, but it gives you a point of concentration. Another thing is you can actually focus on your third eye. So if you close your eyes and you move your eyes like you're looking at your third eye, this is another good place to focus. Um, you can just like keep your gaze here, and sometimes you'll see colors, sometimes you'll see images, sometimes you'll see, and you can just keep, be breathing, be conscious of your breath, but like keep your focus right here. That's another place. Or you can focus on other body sensations, your knees, your feet, your belly. You can do whatever feels best for you. If you want, you could even do body scanning. So you can start with the top of your head, move down to your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, your chin, your throat, and then move into your back, and then your shoulders and your chest, and down, 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 all the way to your feet. And then you move up the same way. That can be a great point of focus for people as well. So the point is to find what helps you. Find the point of focus that helps you. This is your practice. This is your body. This is your life. So, whatever feels good to you is the right choice. Okay. Okay. So, now let's talk about why to meditate. Okay. There is so much science now backing meditation and how it can actually grow gray matter in the brain. Gray matter is it is points in the brain that allow you to actually create new neural pathways. Um, and so I'm not a scientist, but the way I understand it is a lot of times when we're suffering in life, right? It's like we often will do same. So let's say you're drinking or something. We go to drinking because we have a strong neural pathway, a strong kind of reactionary thing going on where that becomes our kind of habit, or that becomes our way to cope with things, or that becomes our kind of go to grab a beer or whatever. And meditation, actually working on focus, working on presence, grows this gray matter, which allows you to make different choices and actually make different memories, make different habits. Like it's very, very cool. And like I said, I don't know a ton. I actually have a I'm in graduate school to become a mental health therapist right now. And I do have a whole book. And so maybe I'll bring parts of that book here. Um, so there's a lot of science backing. There's also a lot of science backing how meditation helps us be more compassionate and empathetic. So I have theories about this. I haven't read all the research, but I think one of the main theories that I have is that when you are meditating, you come across and confront moments of discomfort. It's going to happen, whether you have a body pain, whether you have unpleasant thoughts, whether you get irritated, whether you experience boredom, whatever it is that you come upon suffering and discomfort. And when you're in meditation, you get the opportunity to work with suffering, to work with discomfort, to get to know it. So, to know body pain, to actually know it. We are so reactionary in life often, it's like we have a headache, we just grab some Tylenol or some ibuprofen. We have a knee pain. It's like we're always trying to escape the pain and the suffering in this life, which is normal. We are very drawn toward feeling good. And in meditation, we can get really good at being curious about our suffering and being curious about our pain and being curious about our, thoughts, our stories about life. And then we get to work with them. We get to work with them in a few ways. So we can work with them by showing compassion to ourselves whenever we're experiencing suffering. We can work with them by practicing not getting caught. So often, in at least Buddhism, in at least meditation practice, they say that if you just let an emotion come and go, it usually goes away in 90 seconds. So, but what often happens is we grab on to the emotion or the thoughts or the stories that it begin to cause us suffering. And because we latch onto them and attach to them, then we actually begin carrying them with us. And so they last way, way longer than they would if we just kind of watched, ooh, anger is here. What does it feel like? Where do I feel it in my body? What thoughts come with it? And then the next thing you know, you'll be thinking about like, what do I want to have for dinner? But we don't allow it just to kind of come and go. We often like, I'm angry, and then we justify why we're angry, and we think about the situation that made us angry, and we think about the person that made us angry, right? And so we do this whole thing. And we grab it. And so one thing that I like to show people is like, take your hand and just squeeze your hand, like, oh, you're attaching to it, you're grabbed a hold of something, squeeze, and just feel the tension in your shoulder, your back, your hand, right? Okay, now let it go. Now you're not dropping it. You're still holding it, but feel the difference. It's like really light. Feels really, it's like you can hold it. You can hold something while it's here without grasping on it, carrying it around, holding on to it, hiding it, right? This is hiding also. But if it's like this, it's just like, oh, anger's here. Okay. And then you begin to work with it. And I think the more that you work with your suffering, the more that you learn to suffer well. Like life has suffering, and it's okay. It's actually okay. And it has big S suffering, like somebody we love dies, us being really sick, or there's little less suffering. We stub our toe. We don't get the promotion at work. We have, there's a spectrum of suffering. But every time we sit in meditation and we allow it to be here, we get to know it, we show ourselves compassion, we actually expand our tolerance for being with suffering. And it's such a skillful thing to do because in this life, we will have suffering, we will encounter suffering. So the other thing is we live in a world that's very fast paced. We live in a world that's scroll, scroll, scroll. And it can be really powerful to learn to be still, learn to be quiet. And I think because we're consuming so much, sometimes we can lose ourselves. We cannot know ourselves. We can not be connected to our inner world. We're very connected to the outer world, and then we don't connect as much to our inner world. So sitting practice gives us the ability to also just spend time with ourselves. And for me, it's very healing. I love spending time with myself. It's like through my practice over the last 19 years, I really have found a home here. I've really found a home in my breath and my body. Like I can be doing anything and feel like stress or anxiety arise. And if I close my eyes and take some breaths, it is amazing the like the way that it just calms my nervous system, moves it from kind of fight flight to like rest, reprieve. And it really has just been the practice of sitting with myself time and time again. Also, there's just something about consistency and being consistent with a practice that you learn so much about life. You learn so much about the ways that we don't want to. You learn so much about your resistance. You learn so much about habit forming and consistency and discipline. You learn so much about yourself. So there's also that huge benefit. Also, there's just so much wisdom. There's so much wisdom that we have in ourselves. And every time we choose to connect with ourselves and begin to really get to know ourselves, what I have found is that in my waking life, one, I'm able to respond versus react a lot more often. Two, I'm way more compassionate with myself. Three, I'm really in tune with myself, so I can hear kind of whispers of answers and like what I really feel like is true to my values, what choice I need to make that really aligns with myself. And that is all because I have spent so much time sitting with myself. So, if you're wondering why to meditate, and if you're wondering how to choose a point of focus, I hope that this video was helpful. And if you have any questions, put it in the comments. I would love to answer. Also, if you love what you hear and you want to continue to hear more about this, please subscribe and like this channel. Okay, thanks so much.